Hello everyone, I'm John Rayhans, the General Manager here at Iron Oaks, and thanks for joining me for another session with Java with John. I'm accompanied today by two outstanding guys here, and thanks for being with me today. I've got Eddy Renio, our Director of Golf. Eddy, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And Ross Buckendahl, our Golf Course Superintendent. Yes. Good to see you, Ross.
Good to see you, thank you.
Yeah, nice to get you out of the sunshine for a little breather here.
Beautiful in here.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. The reason I brought my two compadres in is we've got a big conversation going on with the Arizona Department of Water Resources regarding water conservation and how it impacts all of us here at Iron Oaks. So we want to kind of start setting in motion some good communication to all of our homeowners out there as to what is going to happen and what they can anticipate seeing in the near future. Let me back up just a little bit. You all know better than I do. Before I got here, you did a lot of work on the golf courses pertaining to the water main line, is that right?
Quite a bit. We did 4 years of renovations. We did 9 at a time, and then we did all 18 at Ironwood 1 year. So we've had our fair share of course closures, but it was all for the better. We're improving all of our system, our pump systems. Replaced all of our bunkers. Put brand new tees in. So all of these things that we did were to help improve all of our golf course operations and just make it a better course, improve all the conditions. And we've handed the keys over to Ross, and he's done a great job after all the renovations.
That's great. Well, good. Now, as I understand, though, there's a piece of that puzzle that we didn't get to complete, and that was on the Lakes Golf Course, dealing with our main line there, which I know, Ross, you got to wrestle with that beast, it seems, more frequently than not. Can you explain to our homeowners what sort of things you've been running into with the system?
Yeah, it's been a challenge since I started here, going on 5 years now, and I know even before that too. The main line, when the irrigation project was done on the Lakes Golf Course, just the Lakes Golf Course, we did not change the main line underneath the ground and the lateral lines that feed to the actual irrigation heads themselves. That main line and that irrigation line is going on 30 years old. Lifespan is typical of 15 to 20, so it's well past its life cycle. And for those of you that live along the golf course or play golf and have seen it, numerous large holes will just all of a sudden appear from broken lines. Happens at least probably 3 to 5 times a year at a minimum. We've had 7 or 8 in 1 year. 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch main lines. That's a lot of water. We've fortunately been very lucky to have with the damage occur on the golf course and not so much into the homeowners' yards to this day. But going forward, that's one of the things we want to take care of. Kind of goes all together with this the ADWR with the water management plans and everything, and I know you're going to talk about that too, John, and kind of all ties together.
Yeah, well, thanks for the update there. It sounds like you're living on a wing and a prayer out there with all these punctures that go on, and it is a cost of water, and we're trying to be good environmental stewards, be good water conservationists. In addition to that, equipment and manpower costs to repair that, I know, continues to rise. The good news is I know in our reserve plan we've got a great group of money managers that are homeowners here in our community that manage that reserve, and we've got dollars available down the road. Looks like we're pushing that out a little bit to get it right. But two things have happened, or at least 2 bits of information that have come out of what we're trying to do there. When we tried to push forward the repairs to the main line, the Arizona Department of Water Resources said, well, we've got a new management plan coming out. And that's when we said, whoa, that's going to change a whole lot of what we got to do out there. And so we did that appropriately, and that was a very good call, guys, so I appreciate your help with that. And then we got through the 4th plan with the Arizona Department of Water Management. They said this, they said, we're going to ding you a little bit. I heard less than 2%, which was really good news. But I think even better news was we worked with our attorney, our water law attorney, and they granted us the benefit of running the water contiguously throughout Ironwood, Oakwood, and our common area, which, Ross, I think that really helps you in terms of managing the water. Is that right?
That is correct, John. Yes, it as you say, contiguous. We can use that water at any of the 3 entities. Say, for example, we use a little bit more at Ironwood. We'd have to use a little bit less. So we have one bottom line number that we need to stay within now. And again, all driven from ADWR. This is not a number we make up or anything. This is what we have to. And there's fines, but they do want to work with you. There's a lot that goes into it for sure, but a huge benefit that Carla worked on to get it contiguous as a complete one entity is very beneficial for us.
And Ross, you touched on this, and this is a real important item to share with all of our homeowners is this is not an option.
Correct.
This is a mandate from the state of Arizona, not for Iron Oaks, but for every golf course, including Iron Oaks in Arizona. You're going through this process, is that right?
Yes, that is. Homeowners, even to a certain degree, I think will be affected in the 5th management plan even. But yeah, golf courses, communities, parks, softball fields, baseball fields, everybody is being mandated by the ADWR and the state and taking these reductions.
Sure, and appropriately so.
Yes.
I mean, here we are in the middle of the desert, being a large water consumer, we've got to take appropriate action. So again, please remember that this is a requirement. We're not doing this for fun. This is something we have to do. In addition to that, we're going to be looking at some turf reduction primarily on the lakes golf course. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's going to probably affect some of our homeowners that live on the lakes, and I think they need to know that we're taking the appropriate steps to mitigate that turf reduction. I know if I was a homeowner here and I get to enjoy the beauty of your guys' golf course, look out there every day, see all that green grass, and say, what's going to happen? We've got to start looking at that, and that's where that mitigation comes from. Is we're going to have to reduce X number of acres of turf and replace it with something. And what steps are we taking there, guys, to mitigate that?
Well, I think what we're taking a hard look at is areas on the golf course or areas of the golf course that don't see play of a golf course. Yeah, we take care of the golf course, and there's numerous areas that we've identified just between conversations of larger areas that can be removed that really never see a golf ball. And we're going to be doing a lot of research, and this isn't just again, pull by the hip type of thing. We're just going to start going crazy with it. There's going to be a lot of thought into it, a lot of input from everybody, homeowners included, and John and Eddie and board and everybody. So we're going to be strategic about it, if you will, and also meeting a mandate that we're forced, if you will, to do.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point, Ross. So for all of you homeowners that are out there wondering, is it going to affect you? We will certainly be having a dialogue and a conversation with you as to how it may or may not affect you. We don't have any plans at this time, but we know something's going to happen. So we will communicate with you. We will bring you into that conversation the closer we get, once we know what that 5th water management plan looks like. And we'll invite all the homeowners from wherever there's going to be any type of turf reduction or activity, just to bring them up to speed and let them know what we're doing over there on the Lakes Golf Course. Great, good. Any other additional input that we can share with our homeowners about this process?
Well, I think Ross was talking about it's going to be a community discussion, but we're also going to bring in experts that are going to help us. Right, we're going to bring in a golf course architect who has worked with us in our previous renovation. So he will go around and help us pinpoint some of the areas that we can reduce our turf in, the areas that Ross had talked about that might never ever get a golf ball. So having an expert person coming in here and giving their summation of what they find after they do their evaluation and review will help us really kind of identify those areas where it's just, we're not picking on any one homeowner, right? It's just finding the right areas to reduce the turf. And, you know, again, it's a mandate, so it's not us wanting to pull out turf for just because we want to do it. It's a mandate, and we're trying to do our due diligence in cooperating with the state.
Yeah, great point, Eddie. Again, you're right. It's not an option, something we have to do. Well, guys, this has been great. I really appreciate this update. You know, I enjoy hanging out with you guys and getting the scoop on everything. So thanks for your time today. And we're probably going to have a few more conversations with our homeowners via Java and also in person as we get a little bit closer to it. So thanks for your time. Thanks for all your help and expertise.
Very good.
Appreciate that. All of you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Stay well.
You may